Hello friends, welcome to the channel. Bob here. Welcome to another Starfield video. This video is going to be a little update on the video I did a couple of days ago where I spoke about lowering my expectations and also talking about a release, like how I'm going to be playing it, if it's different from you. I'd be interested to hear any ideas that you've got as to how you're going to play the game. My Constellation special edition thing just turned up, which is really exciting. It's just preloading. There is a preload. Thank God. I love the Constellation edition. It's got a natty little kind of like carry case thing that all the stuff comes in. And the watch itself is really nice, actually. It's really heavy. I did a video, like a terrible unboxing video. But it's there if you want to watch it. But the watch itself is really good. I'm kind of just charging it up at the moment. It's like a smartwatch. So that was pretty cool. So on the previous video I did about lowering expectations, someone left a comment saying, what I'm expecting and what I want is Daggerfall in space. And that's basically, yeah, that's it. That encapsulates it perfectly. I play Bethesda games because they're Bethesda games. I guess not because they're Starfield, not because they're No Man's Sky. I mean, you know, I'm still disappointed about those things. You know, I would have liked the technology to have allowed me to go down to a planet and fly across it and explore it free form, but it doesn't do that. And I think that one comment sums it up essentially, and that's kind of now how I'm looking at it. For me, it's more like Morrowind in space. Morrowind was my favourite. I'm an old git, so I remember Arena the first time round. I remember playing Arena and how atmospheric that was. That's where I really got hooked. And the gameplay loop of Arena was much improved in Daggerfall, but I loved Arena. I love walking around the cities in Arena, particularly when you got near a build like a church with coloured stained glass windows and stuff. It was just so atmospheric, and that's where I became hooked. And I've just loved the games from then on. And I think that's it. I think the way that I should be looking at it is I'm looking for a Bethesda game in space, and hopefully that's what we get. Yeah, that was it. That comment was really hit the nail on the head. I think that's what it's all about. It's about playing the game through, experiencing, playing through the game, experiencing the game, getting immersed, going through the stories, and the other thing as well is it's not about the stories that you have in game, it's about the stories that you talk to other gamers about as well. I'm sure you've hopefully all got someone who you could talk about gaming with, even if they don't game themselves. But my two sons are kind of brought up on gaming, and the youngest one, Oblivion, is one of his favourite games. And when we play games, we talk about the experiences that we have, the stories. It's always interesting in a not just Bethesda games, but in a Bethesda game particularly, where you play through the same game as someone and you're talking about it and they say, oh, I did this, did you do this? I say, no, I never saw that. Or, oh, so I found this, did you find this? No. Have you done this quest? No, I haven't found that quest. That's what it's all about. It's about the stories that you talk about with other people as well. And I feel that Starfield is going to have loads of those. I feel that it's going to have a ton of gameplay. Like I seriously think that it might be the only game that I play for a long time coming, which is, good and bad because there are some other games that I really want to play, but I just think Starfield is going to be the game. But I think that's the key thing. I think it's about going in with realistic expectations. It's a Bethesda game. And that's what I want ultimately. I want it to be a game like Fallout or like Elder Scrolls, but in space. And fingers crossed, that's what we get. And telling those stories, experiencing stories, and experiencing gameplay, getting immersed, and then talking to other people about it. I think that's the key thing. I guess the only thing that maybe we need to be concerned about is a release. How's that going to go? I'm lucky enough to have early access tomorrow. But yeah, when there's a load of people coming on, hopefully we won't get too many bugs. Hopefully the game will be pretty good. I know that, Bethesda games have a reputation for being bugged. And of course, any open world game like this, you get bugs, whether it's GTA or whatever it may be. They all happen to a certain extent. I must confess, I very rarely had any bugs. I very rarely get any bugs on games that I play. I don't know if I'm just lucky or my PC is configured kind of just to play games, so it doesn't have a load of rubbish on it. But even Fallout 76, I didn't have any problems when that came out on my PC. Cyberpunk, again, no problems at all. So I'm hoping for a relatively smooth release for myself and for everyone. I hope they've got that nailed down, because that's a key thing. I think that That's probably what most people are expecting. Most people are expecting crashing and bugs and a mess on release, but hopefully we don't get that. Hopefully it's relatively smooth for all of us. Moving on to what I'm going to do in the game. I'm always trying to come up with ideas for videos, but unfortunately, it appeared I've noticed this recently with Diablo 4 and Baldur's Gate 3 more. I never really bothered with YouTube channels too much before those games. I went on there just to have a look at went on YouTube just to look at some builds and stuff. And what I've noticed is that all the top gaming channels just do the same videos. They're all about the same subjects. They all look the same. The presentation is the same. They all sound the same. I know some people say my presentation is terrible. It's not very professional. I don't have a script. I just sit here and click record, and away I go. You know, and there are whoever subscribe to me enjoy that because it kind of feels like they're talking to a friend about games rather than having something presented to you. But most of the channels are just doing the same stuff. I mean, God knows. I mean, how many videos have you seen on Diablo 4 or Baldur's Gate 3 recently? You know, saying 10 things to know before you start playing Diablo 4. And it's like, oh, okay. And so some of these channels also kind of just repeat content. I mean, I saw some channels with Diablo 4 do a video like that. And then a few days later, they did another video. And some of the things they were talking about were what they'd already talked about in a previous video. You know, it's a shame that YouTube is like that, where people just seem to have to try to hit the algorithm and they're all copying the same content. But that is unfortunately how it is. You know, I guess that's how you get popular. But I don't want to do that sort of stuff. I don't want to do 120 things to know before you start playing Starfield. I want to do something new. I'm not sure what. I kind of thought about, because the game I think is going to be so immersive, and that's what I play games for. I kind of think that maybe some videos just on, even if there's no dialogue, you know, just some videos on moments in the game, scenes, you know, experiences, that kind of thing. That might be quite an interesting thing to do. Streaming, of course, as well, just streaming the game when it comes out. I'm sure many people who stream will be streaming it straight away as soon as the game hits. They'll be doing that. I'm not too sure about that. I kind of feel that Starfield is a game that is, you know, I think space games. What I find is about isolation. That's what I like. That's what I love about Star Citizen and No Man's Sky. And I'm not sure if playing it on a stream with other people watching, I don't know how that would go. I don't know if you'd get the same experience. Maybe a little bit of streaming, but yeah, I'm trying to come up with some new ideas. But I'm sure, you know, I've looked at them as well, and I'm sure we all consume the same content. You know, you're going to play a new game. Someone puts a video up saying 100 things to know before you start playing Starfield, and you go and watch it. I guess that's just how it works. And they all do it, I guess, because that's what people want to see. You know, it's hard to come up with something new nowadays, I think, and actually get an audience for it. But anyway, enough of that. Starfield, I'm feeling even more mega hyped than I was feeling before. And I think Morrowind in space, that kind of, you know, expectation sums it up perfectly. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you amongst the stars at some point soon.